Hey, this is Steven from RC Engineering, and welcome to my review of the Eachine E013, otherwise known as the Mini Red, or the Little Red. This guy is a FPV quadcopter, or a tiny whoop kit that comes in a set of a quadcopter, a battery, a controller, and an FPV goggles, everything that you need to tiny whoop around the house. And maybe outside on a non-windy day. It comes in this cool little housing that kind of is reminiscent of an Angry Bird. What we did is, this is actually my roommate Roger's quadcopter. I bought it for him, the kit, for Christmas because he wanted to get into FPV, and now he's into it pretty good now. But it has an option for a decal, and you have the angry eyes, and then there's also the other part of the decal that says fly through. We cut that off and just put the angry eyes. And you can see, really nice quadcopter. Some people said that they don't really like the durability of the frame. I think that the frame is really nice, and I'll show you that it actually has some upsides of the weight compared to other quadcopters. The second thing it comes with is it comes with a controller. You can see here in Roger's hands. This is actually a lot better than the Furry Bee controller because of these raised sticks, and these are actually metal. And I believe the controller is also slightly bigger than the Furry Bee sticks, and you have all your normal trim buttons and your bumpers at the top left and top right. So it's not like the Furry Bee where you have to press in the stick. You could actually have your top left and top right. And I believe top left, Roger, is rates?
High rates and low rates.
So you have low, medium, and high rates on this quad, so perfect for FPV when you're flying through and you're trying to fly through a chair or whatever. You have low, medium, and high rates. And the other one is for flips.
Tricks, yeah.
For flips, left, forward, back, and right, which for FPV, you know, is kind of okay. And the power on this quad, it's really hard for it to recover out of a flip. Then you have your normal trim tabs. And then one of these is headless mode, and then one of them is probably return home mode. Headless mode's hit or miss, just like all the other quads. Then finally, the last thing it comes with, go ahead and load a battery in there, Roger. The last thing it comes with is it comes with these goggles. These are actually me and Roger's favorite goggles now. And I'm not going to talk too much about it because I'm going to do an entire review on the one that I bought. Actually, this is mine. I bought this one. Normally, the ones that come with this quadcopter only have one RPSMA port on it, and it comes with this dipole stick, otherwise known as a rubber ducky. And this guy is missing, but we've actually done a mod that Roger's actually done a mod that we're going to document, where he added this second one. Obviously, this is mine. When I bought it, it came with this, but he actually added a second one. And now he's running pagodas on his, a pagoda patch, a triple patch, and a pagoda omnidirectional or cloverleaf style antenna. This guy is a 3-inch screen. Again, the Eachine VR006's 3-inch screen, very small goggles, as you can see compared to my hand. Very small goggles, very lightweight, easy to carry, really good picture, really good frame rate, and again, I'm going to go over it more in when we review this goggle all by itself. And also I'm doing a mod series on this guy to try to get it to compete with Fat Sharks and the other things alike. Alright, Roger, you ready to fly it? So yeah, as you can see on the bottom, it's just got a basic LED, one on the back. I believe the Furry Bee has one on the front as well, but this one just has one on the back. It's blinking, meaning that it's awaiting a bind. So all you do is you put it down flat to get the gyros to set up, and then you get your controller and you turn it on. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get ready for a bind. It has a pH 2.0 plug on it, just like the regular tiny whoops, the high-powered tiny whoops, and it runs a standard 1-cell battery, and you want to put it on the floor as quick as possible. Once it starts that flashing, then it will allow the gyros to calibrate so that it's flat. You can see here that one of the main problems that Roger has a lot with this, again, it's Roger's quad, not mine, is that it has a lot of drift. But as you can see right now, a lot of gyro drift, because it is a stability-only controller. stability only board. But as you can see here, he's got very, very little drift. And what about some punches, Roger? Do it again. That's full throttle punch. So as you can see, just normal off-the-shelf motors, nothing super crazy. And again, it's got a camera VTX combo all built in, so nothing super crazy, not like a Furry BF36 where the motors are super crazy. But obviously those motors are that way because it has a camera on it. So it has adequate power. It's good for was that trying to do a flip? Can you do okay, do it one more time. Flip.
Yeah, let's see.
Right bumper. And you can see it just kind of falls out of the sky. It doesn't really have the power for the flips. And can you do a left, right, and then go between the different rates?
Regular. 2 blinks and medium.
So yeah, it has the. Sorry. It has the two beeps for the medium rates, and then this is two beeps. This is 3 beeps. Okay, one more time, Roger. Alright, go ahead and bring it back down, Roger, back to low rates. Back down, back down. Okay, and so what about the rates for yaw? Yaw's the same? That's low rates?
Low rates.
And then high rates? Okay, so it is faster. So yaw rate is faster on low rates and high rates. Now, one of the things that a lot of reviewers have said about this model is indeed true for me, but you do just have to get used to it. So Roger has gotten used to it, so he doesn't see it as much of a problem. But one of the things is the, you see it's blinking, saying that it's low on power, is the digital of the yaw of it, like you having this dead zone in the middle. And so, Roger, what do you think about that, the dead zone for the yaw?
For in the high rates?
No, regular rates. You know how you have to go quite a ways from center in order for it to start to turn?
Oh yeah, so at first it was pretty difficult to get used to, but I mean, once you fly it a couple times, then you just learn to control it better.
So me, as somebody that's flown quads considerably longer than Roger, I'm pretty familiar with my Tiny Whip. I've had my Tiny Whip for a lot longer than Roger's had this set. So going from that set to this set, you do notice it, but if you started out with this quadcopter, you won't notice it after a few times that you use it. So it's definitely a starter quad. Is it something that I would get after I had a Tiny Whip? If I would use it to get a second kit? Obviously not. I would get a different set. So here we're running out of power, and what we're going to do, go ahead and Roger and drop it. And what we're going to do is we're just going to look at the picture really quick through the goggles, and then we'll go ahead and go to the FPV recording through my EV900s. So let's go ahead and scan it. So we're scanning. There's the first channel. It's going to skip that channel and come back around. And then this again is the picture of this quad through the goggles, very similar goggles that it comes with. And there you go, there's the picture. As you can see, pretty good, kind of grainy. I don't know why it's really grainy right now, but it's good picture, and you can kind of see the nose of the Angry Bird there, like the red Angry Bird. And good picture, no OSD or anything like that for the quad itself. So it does have a low voltage cutoff where it will drop it out of the sky when you start running low on battery. Also, another thing, it'll be hard for you even to gain altitude with that low of battery. So it'll just be very, very difficult to fly at that point. All right, well, that's pretty much what it looks like on the goggles itself. And now we'll roll into the FPV footage from the EV800Ds. And then me and Roger will do some voiceover over that as well. Really quick, the reason why we're doing this so quickly is that Roger has just picked up a B-Core version 2 and that one flies on FlySky. He now has an FSI-6S, and he's going to fly that. And you see it just died, battery died. Can you go ahead and grab it, Roger, before it dies too much? One thing that we're going to do before we do that is we're going to do a weight comparison to show. So go ahead and pull the battery from that, Roger. So here I have the Crazed Pony with a B-Brain or B-Core version 1 with the pH connector, and we're looking at 20.11. 20.11 for that one, and 18.94 for this one. So quite a bit lighter, about a gram lighter than this one. Generally on tiny whoops you want to at least be below 20 grams. So this one satisfies this. That's why this one tends to, I find, have way better performance. And last thing, the batteries. The batteries are, again, only comes with one. The batteries are 200 milliamp hour 335C with the pH connector. So we're going to go ahead and pop in the second one. Roger bought a second one online. Again, it's the same one. 200 mAh 35C. So we're going to go ahead and pop it in there. He's going to fly some FPV from his goggles. I'm going to record it from the EV800Ds. Alright, I'd like to thank you guys for watching this first portion. We're going to go ahead and jump into the FPV footage. Hey, this is Steven. I just wanted to do some more voiceover on this review here. I am playing the video back in Adobe Premiere, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about it in this next 5 minutes. So some of the pros and cons, again, not my quad, it's my roommate's quad, so I mean he's more familiar with it than I am. But number one problem I have is the digital when I've flown it, and it kind of just gets it's got a digital yaw rate instead of an analog yaw rate. So when it's got a big dead zone on everywhere on this stick, everywhere on the controller. It's got a big dead zone in the center because the sticks are really loose right there. So whenever you do a yaw rate and yaw just a little bit, it won't react until you get quite a ways away from the center dead zone, and then once you get out of there, it'll yaw really crazy. That's why you'll see in this video, he's got really used to like holding the yaw and then letting go, or kind of bumping the yaw rate to get it to rotate. But that one, and number two is the batteries. I'm really not a fan of the batteries that come with most of these quads. They're really bad grade cells. I mean, I wish that they had, you know, some stick batteries that come with it, but I guess that's a mod that we have to do anyways. Because even now, the batteries that he's got here are really bad for already at this point, and he has to most of them that he orders, he has to order from China and get them over here, and it takes a long time to get over here to fit in this particular frame. So the next option is to get, you know, the gumstick batteries like the Crazed Ponies or the GNBs or the Nectar Power or whatever, or the official Tiny Whoop batteries. That would give you way better punch out. Again, another thing talking about is the punch out. Punch out's pretty much non-existent on this guy. I think it's a little bit better on my quad with the Crazed Pony 19,000 kV motors on it, but it runs well. So my favorite part of the kit is definitely the goggles. I think the goggles are a home run. Another thing I like is the beginner, medium, and expert rates to get really high speeds like you're seeing right now. High roll, pitch, and yaw rates. Really nice. The other options, flips are pretty cool. Really compact package to go with the headset, and all that stuff. Anything else? I really like the canopy that's on it, and I like how you can see the little bill in the footage. It's really cool. It's a really cool design, especially for kids. What I found compared to a lot of other people is that the frame is very durable, and a lot of people, they say, you know, hey, the frame cracked on the first hit or whatever. From my viewing here on this guy, I don't have any problems with me or Roger don't have any problems with the frame on this guy. So at this point we did Also, the flight time is not that bad. I think it's like 3 minutes, but eventually it does have a low voltage cutoff. Eventually, the batteries will sag so much that you could just like maintain altitude. So that's kind of probably what he's doing right now. He's probably full throttle just to maintain altitude. The batteries are just really, really bad quality. But at least they have the pH 2.0. Another bad thing is also what you've seen a lot in the other reviews is the distance. The distance on the controller is really, really bad. It's not a very good protocol that this quad uses. That distance isn't very good, and the goggles distance is pretty good once you maybe swap out the rubber ducky. Rubber ducky's not really the best. It'd be nice to have a Pagoda Omni on there. You buy a Pagoda Omni, or just a cheap Crazed Pony Omni or something like that to get better distance. The one mod that everybody suggests, which I also suggest, is to cut a hole and be able to put in a antenna away and out through the fuselage for your controller, so you get better distance. Because this compared to my DX7, I'm going past the video now. Video has stopped. But this guy versus my DX7 is night and day. I could fly through the entire house with the DX7 on mine with a B-Core V1 and have no problems. And also same thing, pretty much same performance between my goggles and his. They're pretty much the exact same thing. But overall, for $65, I think it's a really, really good deal for you to get into quadcopter, get into RC and quadcopters. So the next step, and the reason why we push this review out, and why we're going to push this review out, is that this is the last footage of that quadcopter stock. Roger has since bought a transmitter, and he's built a few quads at this point. He's bought a FSI-6S, which runs the FlySky protocol, and also he bought a B-Core V2 with OSD that runs FlySky protocol. He was originally running it on a brush drone, and now he's flying it on the Mini Red here. So the Mini Red is no longer stock, but I think that was what it was always originally envisioned for, was for somebody to pick up this quad and be able to learn with it and then grow with the hobby. Buy their first transmitter, and this of course is a budget transmitter. I just bought my first budget transmitter, the Jumper version 2. He did, FSI-6S, bought his first budget transmitter, and then now he's starting to buy boards, learning about Betaflight, learning about binding, learning about motors, learning about KV, learning about props, learning about frame design. We're 3D printing our own frames. So this is kind of what this product is built for. I think it's a great stepping stone, as well as if you don't ever plan on growing with the hobby, it's good for that too. But I think it's a good first quad for somebody. I do not think it's a good second quad for somebody, because if they get this, they'll be frustrated that with the digital yaw rate. Like for him, he didn't know the difference. But for me, I could feel the digital yaw rate, that it was not analog and that it had a big dead zone in the stick. He's never flown anything different at that point, at the point of recording. So he knows that, well, at the point when he got it, at the point of the recording, he did already have a whole bunch of other quads and also a transmitter. But he didn't notice it. So I think it's a good first quad. I think it's a good first and last quad, quote unquote, if you're not even going to buy another one. It's a good first FPV quad, indoor. Don't have to hurt anything. Chances of you breaking is very slim. And also a good first and last quad if you're only just going to get a quad to fly indoors and that's it. You don't plan on getting anything bigger or anything better or buying your own transmitter. This is the quad to get. Alright, that's pretty much it. I will fill in the rest of this audio here with some FPV footage from it in the past, just to make sure that you guys have as much video as possible. So that's pretty much my thoughts on this guy. Go ahead and also check out some more reviews as well to get as many points of view as possible. So this has been Steven from RC Engineering, and if you guys like this video, please subscribe for more videos like it. And if you want to support my work, go ahead and check out the link in my description to my Patreon account. This summer I'm going to be working on more exclusive Patreon content. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. Peace.